Oftentimes, in preparing a homily, theft is the greatest form of flattery, and that is true this morning. About a year ago, Pope Francis put out a letter and did a meditation on today's second reading of Paul to the Corinthians, and it really was beautiful. And I said, you know what, the next time this reading comes around, I'm going to give his talk. And I, of course, will share a cut-down version for you because it was a long one. But it was really a beautiful meditation, and I want to share it with you. Love is patient, and that, of course, refers to one who doesn't act on impulse and avoids giving offense. It doesn't mean we let ourselves be constantly mistreated, tolerating physical aggression, or allowing other people to use us. We encounter problems whenever we think that relationships or people ought to be perfect, or when we put ourselves at the center and expect all things to turn out our way. Without patience, we're incapable of living together, antisocial, and our families become battlegrounds. Love always has an aspect of deep compassion that leads to accepting all others as part of this world, even when they act differently than I would like. Love is not jealous. Envy is sadness provoked by another person's prosperity. It shows we're not concerned for the happiness of others, but only with our own well-being. Love makes us rise above ourselves. Envy closes us in. True love makes us value another person's achievements. Love inspires a sincere esteem for every human being and the recognition of his or her own right to happiness. God gives us everything, so we all should feel a deep sense of happiness and peace when we live in a spirit of love. Love is not boastful. Those who love refrain from speaking too much of themselves and are focused on others. They do not need to be the center of attention. They are not inflated or puffed up. Love, therefore, is marked by humility. At times, supposedly mature believers within the family become arrogant. But the inner logic of Christian love is not about importance or power, rather about being the servant of others. Love is not rude. Its actions, words, and gestures are pleasing and not abrasive or rigid. Love abhors making other people suffer. Courtesy requires a person to develop his or her mind and feelings, learning how to listen, to speak, and at certain times to keep quiet. Every human being is bound to live agreeably with those around him. The deeper love is, the more it calls for respect for others. We cannot readily point out others' shortcomings while overlooking our own. Loving kindness builds bonds, cultivates relationships, creates new networks of integration, and knits a firm social fabric. Love is generous. The Bible makes it clear that generously serving others is far more noble than loving ourselves. It's more proper to desire to love than to desire to be loved. Love is not irritable or resentful. This refers to a violent interior reaction that sets us on edge where others are concerned. This reaction causes hurt and alienation. It is one thing to sense a sudden urge of hostility and another to give into it, letting it take root in our hearts. Paul says to the Ephesians, "Do not let the sun go down on your anger." How, therefore, am I going to make peace? By a small gesture. A little something, and harmony in your family will be restored. Our first reaction when we are annoyed should be one of heartfelt blessing, asking God to bless, free, and heal that other person. Love forgives. Allowing ill will to take root in our hearts leads to deep resentment. The opposite of resentment is forgiveness. Often we keep looking for more and more faults, imagining greater evils, presuming all kinds of bad intentions, and so resentment grows. Family communion can only be preserved through a great spirit of sacrifice. It requires a ready and generous openness of each and all to understanding, to pardon, and to reconciliation. Love bears all things, means that we should hold our peace limit our judgment and not condemn. Slandering others is sinful behavior. Families must speak well of each other and not focus on weaknesses and faults of others. We are all complex mixtures of light and shadow. Love believes all things means that we trust others. Love between spouses especially should not be suspicious, judgmental, or lacking unconditional love. Love endures all things. Love stands firm in hostile surroundings and confronts any challenge. Martin Luther King says, "The person who hates you most has some good in him. Even the nation that hates you most has some good in it." And when you come to the point that you look in the face of every person and see deep down within him the image of God, you begin to love him in spite of everything. There is an element of goodness you can never push off. Love does not yield to resentment, scorn, or the desire to hurt or gain advantage. The Christian ideal in families is love that never gives up. So now my words. Paul says that the greatest of virtues is love. It is what moves mountains and moves people the most. It inspired the Father to send us the Son. It still is our greatest gift, and it inspires us always. We pray that God's love may free us and give us new life and new hope.